It's been 22 days since Aaliyah Salazar was killed.
Aaliyah's grandfather and guardian.
22 days since Gary Salazar's world stopped.
She could go into a store and come out with 20 new friends. You know, she was just that type of person. She loved people.
First off, I have nothing against personally any of the people involved in this. It is very tragic and unsettling.
Her family,
And people loved her.
gathered here in a Monte Vista parking lot, remembers how Aaliyah loved dancing and doing TikTok videos. She was making
Most of the youth of today do.
one when she died.
She was looking forward to being a freshman this year.
According to court documents, police were told that juveniles were handling a gun and making videos on TikTok.
You have no business with a gun and TikTok. Those two really don't even go together.
On August 7th, in the arrest affidavit for the adult who owned the gun, police say they watched a video from the moments before Aaliyah was shot in the head. It showed her dancing with someone in the background fiddling with something. One of the
A gun.
teens told police they saw another point the gun at Aaliyah and fire.
See, this is the youth of today, and many people in general have no respect for things that are dangerous. You almost have to treat them like they're little children. This is not a toy. Why are we, for what, clout? It's for bragging rights to show that you have a gun on a TikTok video?
That teen told police it could be an accident.
I believe it was on purpose. I believe it was on purpose.
I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it here. You know better. You should know better. Bringing a gun to a TikTok video and playing around with it. Could have been an accident, possibly. But this again, it's interpretation here. Are you going to say that since you knew that it was better not to bring a gun to this situation, that it was on purpose, kind of like with drinking and driving, or is it an accident? I don't, with the information that I've been presented so far in the article that I read, it doesn't seem like it was intentional. I don't know. I mean, we always assume that just because there's a lot of people around somebody that they have lots of friends. You don't know that her personal relationship to them, and we don't know how they viewed her actually. So if any of these people involved in this actually had some disdain or did not like who she was, it could have been, fair game for them to make an attempt like this. However, I think it being on video, the straightforwardness of it, it seems very much like this would be an accident. You wouldn't want to film your attempt at murder, if that makes sense. But again, we don't know the relationship.
Her family says it wasn't. On Monday, 2 juveniles were charged with felony manslaughter and misdemeanor possession of a weapon. The maximum they could face is 6 years in Colorado's youth offender system.
The frustration I've got with that is that if you take a life, you should have to pay for it dearly, not with a slap on the hand and say, "Don't do it again."
I mean, I see what he's saying there, but I've kind of compiled some of my thoughts on this one. I'll read them off. I mean, again, my condolences to both the families involved. Either way, this is a tragic accident for both families and everyone. My initial thoughts, concerns, issues with this whole incident. The gun is not a toy, and it's not something that you go around showing off to your friends to play with. At not one point should any of them feel comfortable with throwing a gun and hoping someone catches it. I mean, it reminds me of children and their lack of awareness in a dangerous situation or with dangerous household items that could, potentially kill them. It's kind of like if you have a child who's seen their parents iron, but they don't understand how dangerous an iron can be. It's not a toy. It's not something that you play with. Sure, you have toy irons, but an iron is a very dangerous object. Electricity is involved, electricity and heat, and it can potentially kill you. I mean, I understand where the father is coming from with the final charges, but the only counter to this is that they're minors, and thus they're seen by the public as not an adult and not capable of making good, rational decisions. I mean, possible solution for issues like this, which occur more often than people realize, just do a search on YouTube. You could possibly make it a requirement for a gun license. Not saying that's going to make everything perfect, but it's no different than getting a license to drive a vehicle, which is another dangerous thing. Make the license available at high school where students can take classes or electives on it, pretty similar to how they do driver's license. That way, at least the respect, the understanding of what they're actually, getting involved with is at least stated early on. If you feel comfortable with, fiddling around with a gun, even now, I have a gun, and it's not something that I would pull out just for fun, just show people. It's not something that you do. There's a purpose for it. If you agree or disagree, you can put your comments down. I mean, what age should you be considered able to make good, rational, clear decisions? That's my question. At what age should you be considered to be able to make good, rational, clear decisions? It seems like we either need to extend that age or really hone down on responsibility, especially when it comes to very dangerous things like guns, vehicles, etc. That's the question I pose to anyone viewing the video. That being said, at the end of the day, these are the ramblings of a madman.